Hello, New York Yankees fans. We have brand new exclusive videos and the latest news for you. Before we get started, we'd like to invite you to join our channel and give this video a like. It's crucial to get exclusive access to the latest updates. All right, folks, here's the deal with the New York Yankees and Giancarlo Stanton as we barrel toward the trade deadline. It's a complicated mess, and it might be one of the trickiest puzzles the Bronx Bombers have faced in a while. On paper, you'd think Stanton would be a cornerstone for the team. After all, he's got the power and the pedigree to change games with a single swing. But reality? It's not quite that straightforward. In fact, it's starting to feel like the Yankees don't really need Stanton right now, and Stanton might not really need the Yankees either. That's a bold statement for a guy with the kind of name recognition and talent Giancarlo carries. But there's plenty of reasons why that might be true. First off, let's talk contracts because this is where things get sticky. Stanton still has 3 years left on his deal with the Yankees, and that's no small chunk of change. $86 million left to pay him. On top of that, the Yankees have an $18 million club option for 2028, though Stanton could take a $10 million buyout if that option isn't exercised. But here's the kicker. Stanton has a full no-trade clause. What does that mean? Simply put, the Yankees can't just flip him to another team willy-nilly. Giancarlo has to approve any trade, which means the power is in his hands to decide whether he wants to stay or move on. To make it even more complicated, Stanton qualifies as what's called a 10 and 5 player in MLB terms. That means he's got 10 years of service time and has spent the last 5 seasons with the same team, which gives him the ultimate veto power over trades. So even if the Yankees wanted to get creative and clear space for younger players, maybe give Ben Rice a shot at full-time DH duties or split time with a veteran like Paul Goldschmidt, they can't just make that move without Stanton's say-so. And let's be honest, no player likes being forced out, especially when they have this kind of control. Financially, the Yankees are in a tough spot too. They're not about to just cut Stanton loose and eat the entire contract. And no team looking at him wants to take on $86 million without getting something substantial in return. That means they're stuck with him for now, and whether that's good or bad depends a lot on what Stanton can bring on the field. When he is healthy and in the lineup, Stanton still shows flashes of the elite power hitter he's known for. Last postseason, he knocked 7 homers in just 62 plate appearances. That's impressive, and it reminds everyone why the Yankees signed him in the first place. But injuries have been a massive roadblock. Stanton has been plagued with various issues. Biceps, knee, and quad injuries took him out for almost all of 2019, and now he's sidelined again with tennis elbow in both arms. He hasn't even played a single game this year yet. Plus, he missed parts of the last 2 seasons due to lower body injuries. For a player whose game relies so much on raw power and explosiveness, these recurring physical problems are a huge concern. The Yankees have seen what Stanton could be, but they're also painfully aware of what he hasn't been able to give them consistently. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. What's striking here is how the Yankees have managed without him being a regular presence. They've made the playoffs 6 out of the 7 seasons Stanton has been with them, even though he's only played at least 120 games twice in that span. That suggests the team has enough depth and talent to compete without depending entirely on Giancarlo. Yet, there's a bittersweet truth here. Since Stanton joined, the Yankees haven't won a World Series. Is that coincidence or something else? It's hard to say, but it definitely adds to the complicated narrative around him. Looking forward, the trade deadline is coming, but don't expect the Yankees to suddenly offload Stanton unless he's totally on board. The no-trade clause and his player status mean any move needs his blessing, which feels unlikely given his massive contract and uncertain market. Plus, the Yankees seem more inclined to keep him around, possibly hoping he recovers fully and becomes a difference-maker again. And from Stanton's perspective, there's probably no rush to leave either. He's got the security and comfort of knowing he's locked into the Bronx for the foreseeable future. Here's a wild card to consider. The Yankees are almost certainly going to have a ring ceremony for the 2022 championship soon, and despite all the injuries and controversy, Stanton is likely going to be included. That's a reminder that while his tenure hasn't been perfect, he's still part of this team's identity, for better or worse. Whether that helps his legacy or adds pressure for him to prove himself remains to be seen. Either way, the Yankees and Stanton story is far from over. So where does this leave the Yankees and their fans? They're in a tricky balancing act, hoping Stanton can stay healthy and contribute, but preparing for a future where they might have to move on. But thanks to his contract and player rights, that future might be further away than anyone hoped. For now, the Yankees have to manage a talented but often injured slugger whose presence on the roster is as much about financial and contractual realities as it is about baseball performance. This situation is a reminder that, in the MLB, it's never just about the game. It's about power, money, and timing, too. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.